28, allegedly a man killed himself, 2 children and his wife. More recently, a woman staying in room 28 woke up in the middle of the night to see her daughter chatting to somebody. When she asked who she was talking to, she said the man at the end of the bed, but a man could be seen.
This little area here, we have some cracking activity goes on in here.
It does, because I stayed in there the last time, and I tell you, all I heard all night was people I thought was coming in my room. And I kept coming at the door and looking at, because there's a gap underneath the door.
Were you seeing the shadows pass by
Yeah,
the door?
and there was nobody there.
Yeah, the shadows under the door crack as well that you see off.
And I was up all night staring under the door, because all I could hear was like somebody was coming into my room, and there was nobody there, because I was at the door all the time looking underneath.
Now everyone always states that it is room 28 that is the most haunted, but bearing in mind this was all one room, it was a top floor, it was a flat that you rented out.
We got loads of activity in that one.
Room 29,
I'm in there the
personally
night.
I never investigated the room, but it is good for activity. In room 30, however, objects have been known to disappear and turn up in bizarre places, literally an hour later. Now, last time I was here, I left my equipment here, and I couldn't find my Ouija board anywhere. And I knew I brought it into this area, and I knew I put it down on the floor because we were playing with the table.
Just touch me.
And I could not find the Ouija board anywhere. I asked spirits, right, I'm going for a cuppa now. When I come back, you better bring it back. And when I came back, there it was, middle of the floor.
I'm not being funny, but it feels like somebody's touching me on my back, and it's, are you sure?
I'm innocent.
I'm being serious, you know.
Obviously, touches, blown in the ear as well, reported in this area as well.
Pretty common.
Yeah.
Well, as Susie said about room 30, we do a lot of investigations in there. I don't know if any of yourselves are staying in 30 tonight.
We did have it, and someone let it in. We had 28, 29, 30.
Right, okay, because in there we get a lot of hits on the EMF meter, and as what Susie says, things seem to disappear, but many times where the guests will come down, we'll do what we do, we go back to the room, or we'll say, can we go, likewise with yourselves, can we go back to the room, we'll open the door with them, and we'll go in, and the remote control will be pushed somewhere else, the television will be on, and, you know, nobody seems to know why. So that's room 30.
Jack. Jack from upstairs. You know who I am, don't you, Jack? You've met me before. Do you want me in the dark, Jack? What's wrong? Is there no boys down here for you? You like boys, don't you? Come on, let's hear your footsteps. Come on. I will turn those lights off if you don't stop playing with them. Turn it off now. To board, please. With blessings and light, I declare this board open. Did anyone feel like that on the board when you just put your hands on it?
I felt a scuttle along there though.
Right, fingers on the vessel. I'm not using a glass because the glass will break. Come on, whoever's here, move the glass now. I ask that you all trust each other and do not move the glass in any way, shape or form. If any of you feel that anyone is moving the glass, ask them to move the finger. No one in this room will be offended. Come on, move the glass for us, please. Let us know you're here. Move the glass. Move the glass, please, as a sign that you are here.
Yes, last week when we're at the Schooner Hotel, we did the human pendulum, the circle. We did a prayer protection before we started, and then we actually got one of the guests to stand in the middle of the floor while we did what we did. But what happened was, as we're doing the pendulum, there was a lady who was in the circle, and one of the leaders spotted her starting to go into a trance-like state where her hands were going twisted, and she was starting to go off on one. So what happened was we stopped the ceremony that we're doing at the time, and we brought her back around, and she was a bit disorientated at that time. So I asked her, did she want to carry on, and she said yes, she would love to carry on the night. So later in the evening I got a radio call to come down into the cellar, and she had went into a trance-like state where she felt as if it was her husband that was trying to come through. Took about half an hour to bring her around and calm her down. I did say to her, would you like to continue the evening, or would you at that point like to call a halt to it? And she said no. She wanted to carry on that further that evening to gain more evidence from the Ouija board and from obviously other messages from different things that we did that night.